Breaking news here on Happy Hour, the USS Bainbridge and other Navy warships heading to the scene of the hijacking of a freighter with 20 Americans on board. A person aboard the ship Maersk, Alabama, reached by the Associated Press by satellite phone, says crew members had retaken control of this ship, but pirates were still holding the captain as a hostage in a lifeboat in waters nearby. We're joined now on the phone by the father of the second-in-command on board the Maersk, Alabama. Captain Joseph Murphy is an instructor at the Massachusetts Maritime Academy. His son, Captain Shane Murphy, the second-in-command of the seized ship, graduated from the academy in 2001. We're also joined here in the bar by Industrial Shipping Enterprises CEO James Christodoulou. He negotiated with Somalian pirates back in November 2008 when one of his tankers was hijacked. Welcome, both of you gentlemen, to Happy Hour, first of all. Captain Murphy, let's start with you. What is the latest that you've heard on your son? Have you actually heard from him? You know, there are conflicting reports about whether this ship, whether the has been retaken by the crew, or whether the pirates still have one hostage or they're in the control. What can you tell us?
Well, I can only tell you that I know that my son is safe. He is aboard the ship. Has apparently regained full control of the ship. The captain apparently in a life with at least 4 pirates, all of which I think is good situation. A lifeboat, it only 6 knots. It's not going anywhere. It's only got enough fuel for about 140 miles. So they've removed a large number of potential victims harm's way. Now they're waiting for the U.S. military on scene.
James, you went through this. Your ship was seized back. It was the Friday after Thanksgiving. 56 days they had your ship.
That's right.
28 crewmen, if I believe. You paid about $1 million to get your ship back.
Right.
As a businessman and also as a human being, this must have been a difficult experience.
More as a human being than as a businessman. I mean, running a shipping business is not risk avoidance. It's risk management. We took a lot of precautions. We took out various insurance products to help minimize the financial costs and impact to the company, but there's no insurance product that can compensate you for the human cost of this trauma. And this is an issue of piracy and hijacking that is undermining global trade. It's threatening the shipping industry. It's putting the brave men and women that serve on board ships in harm's way. And more importantly, it's traumatizing really everyone involved. It's really quite a human incident.
James, on that note, though, you know, I mean, part of what fuels it is the payouts, right?
That's right.
And so when it's that moral hazard, I guess, if you want to call it for lack of a better term on that. You know, the government, of course, will never negotiate with terrorists, but then we do sometimes have to pay ransom. You'd had to pay a ransom to keep your people safe. As a businessman, I mean, I can't figure out what the fine line is at some sense.
Because I don't think that there is a fine line. I think it's a blurry line, and I don't think there's any real right answer. And don't think that we didn't go through that very dialogue internally.
Let's ask Captain Murphy, because Captain Murphy, if you know your family is in that situation, would you want the company that your son is on board that ship, the Maersk, Alabama, to pay a ransom to get your son and everyone else home safe?
Well, let me say, first of all, a couple of things. These aren't terrorists. Terrorists are for religious. These are criminals. This is for monetary gain. This is organized crime at its highest level. And do I want to negotiate with criminals? No, I don't. I think it sends a negative message. I agree with your guest. The fact of the matter is, Maersk Line is a superbly run company. They do manage risk. They have their people on scene. They have brought in experts from all over the world to deal with this. Do I want them? The answer is no, I don't want them to pay ransom.
Captain,
real quick,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I wanted to ask James, though, back to the kind of, because you had to go through this as a businessman again. I mean, do they need to put more security on these ships? I don't have this happen again?
Well, I don't think it's, you want to privatize security, just like you want to be careful if you start to privatize security as you're driving or walking down the street. That's right. What you want, I think, is to get a multinational military force that has the authority and firepower to really provide a good security umbrella. The dilemma is by privatizing security is if every ship owner can't afford that additional private security, you're creating a two-tier market.
Cost of doing business,
and so
it's a free market, though.
But listen, it is a free market, and that's true. But we don't have free market firemen. We don't have free market policemen. We don't have free market first aid. Captain, it's global.
Captain, I want to come back to you. Walk me through logistically. Are you sitting by the phone waiting for the next phone call? What is it? What are you experiencing right now, and how do we find out when this actually is completely over and resolved?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've been, my ordeal started at 6:30 in the morning, and how the world is. I heard this from my son in the Philippines, who had seen it on BBC. My son called his wife from the other side of the world. So communications of it is very important. The company has been wonderful. They've kept us abreast of what's going on to the best of their ability. I think it's important that people understand this is an ongoing, and I'm a little reluctant to say some of the things that I know, simply because I don't want to jeopardize Captain Phillips. I'm sure I've been contacted by both of Kennedy and Senator Kerry. I've had the assurances of the company and so forth. I know in my heart of hearts that everything can be done by the American government.
Well, Captain Joseph Murphy, I think I speak for all of us. We certainly are thinking about you and your son, and we really do wish them the best out there off the coast of Africa, and we hope they all safely come home.
Keep us posted.
So much for that.
All right,
You're welcome.
Christodoulou as well. Thank you very much for coming in and sharing your experience with us as well after going through this experience.
Such a terrible situation to be in. Oh, I feel for you.
Yeah. I don't want to go back.
No. Well, coming up on tap next, guys.